Hello, people. Welcome to this week's episode of The Locker Room right here on Top 6 Fan TV. An interesting weekend of action in the English Premier League. Obviously, not the usual big round of games, but some big games played. Man City in action. We did have Chelsea in action as well. We had Manchester United in action against Spurs. So it's more than enough for us to basically delve into with the gang. Jonah's in studio, Manzi's in studio, Sly is on the way, and we'll get into the discussion right after this.
Bukayo Saka in! Anthony! Salah, beautiful from a bunny! Bang! There goes Haaland. He's on.
All the 16s. Brilliant. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're just joining the channel for the first time, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Do feel free to hit the like button. Drop your comment as well. And we have some exciting stuff to get into. Jonah, Manzi, you are most welcome. And we'll kick it off with, the boys in light blue. The boys in light blue, Manchester City doing what they do best. They have kicked off. St. James's Park was the scene this time, and coming from behind to beat the Magpies right there. Fantastic result for them in that game. And obviously, we did have it end at 3-2. Kevin De Bruyne coming on in the second half to cause all sorts of commotion for the boys after these two gentlemen had leveled things twice for the Magpies in their Manchester City, bringing on their version of the King, Kevin De Bruyne. He stole the show. Manchester City taking home all 3 points. And as you can see, Pep Guardiola is a happy man. Jonah, what does this mean for the title challenge? Man City definitely back in it. Do you feel that they have enough in the tank to dislodge your beloved Liverpool team? They are 2 points behind Liverpool on the same number of games played, level on goal difference. The title is back on.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we all know what City does. I know it way better than most of you because of the times they have done it to us. They always kick off in January. It's like they play with their food. They let you pretend, let you do your thing, and then January they just say, "Ah, yeah, now let's start." And now to like almost like to encapsulate the image of City returning to being City is the return of Kevin De Bruyne, just returning at the right time. I think even without him, they would have still done their thing of January. They just kick off, but him coming back just gives them such a boost. As Klopp said, Kevin De Bruyne was warming up and the whole country was shaking. The whole social media was shaking. We all know, and he came and he didn't disappoint. Yeah.
Interesting analogy there to the food. Manzi, do you agree with that? Manchester City playing with their food, probably doing what most Africans do. They eat the rice first and then save the best for last. The chicken drumstick is left to be played with at the end. So, and actually, Manzi, as you prepare your thoughts, please do factor in, the fact that Mr. Erling Haaland is not yet even back on the pitch.
That's an interesting analogy that you brought, especially from the last analogy playing with food. Once upon a time, I tried to eat the chicken first, and I ate the rest of the food. At the end, I'm like, but who took my chicken?
I think that's what happened to Arsenal last season, man.
Yeah.
Arsenal started with the chicken first, man. The rice we used to go at West Ham was
It's really sad. Of course, me are supporting Newcastle. Not that I want Liverpool to win, but I'm just tired. As in, can Pep just chill us? Can he leave our league and just go? Like we have allowed the guy is
him and the
bad, but it's too much. To even think about Haaland not having played the last I don't know how many months. Seeing KDB come back, it seems like it's a done deal. My only hope is maybe they get injured again. I don't know, but for now, I think it's we doubted City a bit, but I think now it's family. It's their trophy to lose. Yeah.
Hey, you guys all sound dejected, and as we wait
We
for
are so sad,
Sly to
man.
get back on, yeah? I mean, as we wait for Sly to get back on, obviously Manchester City there, but I mean the quality of goals. Besides the title chances that we have discussed,
Yeah.
Jonah, your take on the quality of goals. I mean, I looked at Alexander
To be
Isak's
honest,
finish,
to be honest,
and
the finish
and
from Oscar Bob, the winning goal,
Oscar Bob was good.
it was a very, very good finish and a very good pass from De Bruyne. But I still feel like Trippier could have done better. I think Trippier was very terrible that game. I think Trippier has been terrible actually for quite a while now. Maybe it's with the squad having so many injuries, it has disrupted their harmony. I think he could have done better to put some pressure on Oscar to prevent him scoring. But the technique Oscar Bob used, the pass that came from De Bruyne was all incredible. So all the goals really, like De Bruyne's goal, wow. Bernardo's goal, also crazy. Even the two
The
Yeah.
Newcastle
Bernardo,
goals, huh?
yeah, the two Newcastle goals were
Bernardo's
also
goal was
crazy.
good. Mm.
Newcastle goals were good as well. And I mean, that's no fans. We can only marvel at such finishing, and obviously we're lacking quite a bit of that. At the Emirates, we'll just wait to see what happens afterwards. There's talk.
Yeah, let me just say something about
Go ahead.
Newcastle. I don't know, either Isak is good. Okay, the Newcastle attack is very good. Those guys are very good when counter attack. I don't know why City keeps playing a high line, but their goals were excellent. It was the same goal, different squares, but the same place, same chip up to the right corner. And I don't know if there's any vulnerability in City, maybe the defense. If you can outscore City, then there's a chance because they're not keeping many clean sheets and we're always coming from behind. So the thing is to score in the 92nd minute, then maybe you can beat City. But I know Pep will fix that defense and then they will go back to winning ways. So I think that's the only vulnerability I've seen with City, that they are conceding many goals. So yeah.
Fantastic, and we welcome the ever lively Mr. Lalum, the man. You are most welcome, sir. Sipping on his sanitizer. Yeah, most welcome, Sly. Welcome to the show. Yeah, obviously man, the conversation is around you caught us at convenient points around Man City, the impact of Kevin De Bruyne, them running riot, to basically put Newcastle in their place at St. James's Park, which most teams don't do. Jonah and Manzi in consensus that they have started their usual push for the second half of the season, and who better to usher that in than Kevin De Bruyne, with Haaland still yet to come. Sly, your take on Manchester City's resurgence right now and their chances of retaining the title ahead of Liverpool.
I mean, let's be honest first of all that these guys have never actually they've never had a blip like for a prolonged period of time where you were kind of in a state of confusion, and that consistency has always been Pep. And so when we talk about things like resurgency and that push, it's just about them waking up. It's always been like this, I think, and like what they have been able to achieve is great. But like, something's really been frustrating me this whole week since the game weekend, which is which is how De Bruyne is being placed on what I would call like a pedestal of just like, yes, he's the supreme. We've never seen better. And don't get me wrong, he's a brilliant player. Brilliant, brilliant player. But like, whether statistically, whether skill wise, within we have seen better, you know, and I think that to a certain degree the fight has gotten out of us other fans, and it's kind of disappointing to hear Jonah as a Liverpool fan. Like, you know, I thought Manchester just generally was evil for them, but falling into that preconceived notion of yeah, these are the main guys. I think that the league is even more competitive now than it has always been, and it's going to be lost on 3-4 games, you know. So it's really premature to get into it. Newcastle have just, you know, fine, they were whooped, but at the end of the day, they dominated that game for a pretty long period of time, and they scored some goals that were like really well put together and well crafted. So, you know, I felt like they put in that fight. And if you consider the amount of injuries that they had for that game, it's that wasn't their final form whatsoever. And yet they were still a bit dominant. So I just think everyone's game has been risen, and we shouldn't really fall into that old bias and that old trap of, oh, they've come back. Those are just headlines. The same way KDB is being headlined as being, you know, better than Frankie or better than Stevie G or better than Paul Scholes or better than Vieira. Like, I'm like, right, you know, let's not fall into the hype too.
Yeah, you know, it's the fear. The fear is taking over. People have seen this happen, what, 5 times before in the last 6 years? So you can forgive Jonah for forgetting about one of his legends, Stevie G, or Manzi for keeping
But
quiet
hold
when
on,
he has
hold
the
on,
likes
hold on,
of
hold on. You guys,
Scholes
I was
and
like,
Giggs in this midfield.
let me wait for my turn. But you guys are just putting words in my mouth now. First of all I did was answer Matthew's question. You said, what does it mean that City, and I said, based on history, based on facts, City always wake up in the second half of the season. That's all. That's all I said. I didn't concede the title to them. No, we're still winning the title. Believe that. I didn't concede the title to them. I didn't enter the
You
conversation
sound convinced.
of KDB being the greatest of all time. I didn't say anything like that. In fact, I said I felt like that last goal could have been stopped. So
Man,
don't put me in those internet boys who on recency bias.
There's a huge KDB fan amongst the 4 of us. So
Jonah, you might as well grow an afro and dye it ginger. What's the color? Is he a ginger head?
Of course,
KDB's hair color, man. Just grow an afro and dye it ginger, man.
No doubt, I'm a fan of KDB, man. The guy is dope.
Man, the guy killed it, man, killed it. But it's like, speaking of, I mean, you mentioned something interesting, you know, with regards to the game. You know, Newcastle still look good, but I mean, this game right here at Old Trafford, right? A lot of United fans are happy with the point. Manzi, I'm keen to hear your view on this. Spurs, I mean, dominated Manchester United, guys. It was crazy looking at the stats. You know, just quickly running through shots on target. Spurs had 6 to United's 2. In terms of possession, Spurs had 63 possession. This is full game. Spurs had 63% possession to United's 37. In the second half, at some point, it went to 74% possession for Spurs versus United. You know, I mean, in terms of crosses, Spurs had 21 crosses into to United's 14. I mean, goalkeeper saves. Spurs didn't have a save. United's goalkeeper had to make 4 saves after. I mean, I don't even know why he's still in the Premier League. Cameroon is supposed to be playing anytime now in AFCON, and it's just like that. He's like that kid who refuses to pass his pad after being beaten in FIFA. Again, let me another one, man. Another one. That's Onana there for you. But I mean, going back to the results here, right? I mean, Manchester United, the goals were impressive. Højlund, Rashford, well taken goals, but played off the park with Spurs missing 5 first-team players. Son, Bissouma, Pape Matar, Kulusevski. Who's the fifth one? I can't recall who the fifth one is, but Manzi. What's that?
Let me just say that we survived. Like, even with all the players out, we got out by the, I don't know, by
the teeth of your skin.
By the thread.
Skin of your
because
teeth.
If you look at those stats and even watch the game, you would see that we were not in control. Yes, we scored very early, like the 3rd minute. I would say it was a defensive error because Rashford tried to score, then I think it was Ndogi who tried to defend and then placed the ball in the path of Rasmus, and Rasmus scored an excellent goal. But United is so poor. We are extremely poor that a 2-2 is a loss for Spurs. That 2-2 draw is considered, it's a win for United because United is that poor. I'm thankful that those 5 players were not there. If they had played those 5 players, it would have been a loss. So I saw Rashford doing this after his goal. I'm like, but Rashford, man, don't even do that stuff. You're fake. Like, you should, because that's one goal.
Just keep quiet.
Know how many games. Pardon? We can't keep quiet.
You should have just kept quiet.
Yeah, United is very poor. They're very inconsistent. When they win, it's a shock. In the past, when we lost, that would be the shock. So here, winning is a shock. You're like, how? What happened? Was the other team?
And you can see,
did they have?
You can see that
8 players.
Sorry for badging it, but you can see that even transmitting to the players. McTominay was not his usual ice cold self in front of goal in Fergie time. 1 minute, last minute, the guy was also shocked to see the ball and over the bar and over Old Trafford it went.
You guys, that team is so wrong, man. That team is a Telemundo.
It's a Telemundo.
Because you're always buying into this hype, man, you United guys. Why are you always buying into this hype? Like, it's not even 2 weeks ago that it was like, oh my God, we're back. We said like it's a joke, but you guys genuinely feel like that.
Yeah, that result has actually peppered over the cracks, eh? Sly, I don't know what you think. I think that's Spurs. This is papering. Yeah, go ahead, Mazi.
I don't know. I was saying that maybe Chris and other deluded Man U fans, I guess, were saying United can still win the league. But if you're being honest, United is very poor. It's far from. Won't even make top 6. I think we'll.
Chris will come in and say United is going to win the Champions League when they're not.
Be like, and then like for the next 6 weeks, there's no boom.
Let me read some comments here before I pull you in, Sly, and then Jonah. Mighty Joffe, Mite Joffe. Forgive me for pronunciation, Joffe, but thanks for dropping your comment in this. Here saying, I have considered the next 5 games between Beep and Liverpool, and I have to say, as a Kloppite, I might worry Blip for the light blues. As the easy games, but Klopp will be ready to provide the best teams against the 5. So obviously, Liverpool fan Joffe here worried about the ease of fixtures that Man City has ahead of them compared to Liverpool, but confident that his team will deliver. And on the Man United conversation, he goes on to say, I like Manzi for allowing. He comes across as a good observant and a true fan. Man, you're being appreciated by Mighty Joffe. Man United fan, you've allowed. He has even put the emoji of this is a hardy guy. Yeah? Thanks a lot, Joffe. Anyone else in there catching the show, feel free to drop your comments and we'll be happy to run through them. Let me first pull in Jonah before I come back to you. Come back to you guys. Jonah, Man United's fortunes. what happens here? I mean, seem to me like they're papering over the cracks. Man,
To be
by the way,
honest,
Rashford's first goal, this goal he scored, just to put it into context, these guys are doing badly. Anyway, I'm also suffering. I shouldn't talk too much, but this was Rashford's first goal at Old Trafford in 14 games, going back to May. Can you
May
imagine?
2023, yeah.
Yeah. How
But
big the
haven't they
drop-off
lost
is.
like 17 in the last 30 something?
Hey man, if we bring those up, man, Manzi might just switch off his he can just let's not stretch it, man. But Jonah, your take on Manchester United. Where do you see them finishing? And we're going to pull Chelsea into this, by the way, Sly. Let's not laugh too much. You guys are more or less in the same stratosphere. But yeah, Jonah first before we pull Sly in on Chelsea.
Yeah, United, first of all,
Manchester United.
as Mazi said, they were very lucky to survive Spurs. They scored like both goals they scored were as perfect as a chance could come. Like United were on this thing of, for us, the two chances we get, we're scoring, and if they got a third chance, believe they were going to score it. While Richarlison and his friends were missing so many chances. But Spurs itself isn't a team that plays possession. They also want to play on the counter. So they were confused. They come to United, they try and do their thing. United is like, us, we're sitting back, we'll wait for you, then we counter. So Spurs, they also don't know how to like build possession and create goals from that, but they had to do something, and still they managed to get those two goals. Another thing about United, most of the big teams, right? Most of the big teams, when they are home, you can feel it that they are home. I'm not saying it's a guarantee that they will win, but you will feel it that they're home. They will usually have possession. They will have the most chances. You'll feel like the crowd is with them. United, you can't tell when they are home. And it doesn't matter who they're playing. They could be playing Brentford or West Ham, but United being home, it doesn't matter. Like they look like a second division team fighting for their life in the FA Cup against Man City. It's so embarrassing to watch, I'm telling you. So embarrassing. And Rashford,
First reviews.
no, I'm about. Then Rashford.
Let me even bring Mighty Joffrey's comment back up, man. Manzi. My brother.
You know?
The way
division.
Where Rashford has been playing this season, right? The way he has been playing this season, I really feel bad for his teammates, especially Højlund. Like we can play a drinking game. I swear, the next time we watch United Sly, we play a drinking game where Højlund is in a good position and Rashford decides to dribble the whole pitch. And now for Højlund's goal, it kind of worked. Like Rashford will get the ball, he's like, he looks down, he doesn't look up, he stops talking, and he's like, I'm going to dribble until. But it somehow bumbled into Højlund's path, and he even that shot had so much anger. That anger was for Rashford, by the way. Højlund's anger was for Rashford.
He was so pissed. He was
so pissed. He's like, man, this guy never passes. He just shoot. Almost killed the keeper. Then Rashford gets his goal and he starts doing this. Rashford not scoring for what? 13 months, he
said. 14 games, man.
14 games, no goal at Old Trafford. That is embarrassing. The man is on the same salary as Salah. If Salah went that long without scoring a goal at home, I think they would have put him in jail now. He would be on a watch list.
He would be in Saudi, man.
If 14 games at home, that means like on average, it would probably be, you can say it's 14 games away. So in like, how has he? That's a really, really long time. We're talking.
That's a long time. Old Trafford without scoring. That's a long time.
Isn't that August?
That's a whole season.
Yeah, that's May, man. Even before.
It's almost a whole season,
Yeah. Jesus, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's crazy.
So, it's crazy. So basically, that result lifting Man United to 7th, 1 point above Brighton. They're on 32 points, but have played a game more than Brighton. Obviously, yeah, okay. Interesting comment again coming in from Jofi saying, truthfully, Rashford's finish made me think he could come out with a hat-trick in that game. But the noise in the stadium wasn't enough to lift that Man U team. Manzi knows. So Liverpool man here, Joffy, agreeing with the fact, I think a point someone made, that Old Trafford is a lot more nervous than it used to be. Small equalizer, and the guys are nervous. Faggy time is not as it's not celebrated as much as it used to be with as much confidence from the United fans. So very, very interesting times there. But moving on from United to our dear, I did mention Manchester United are in 7th place on 32 points, 21 games played, 2 points behind West Ham. They missed the opportunity to go level on points with West Ham, although they would remain 7th with a -5 goal difference. But further back, 8th, of course, I did mention, is Brighton. In 9th place, sitting pretty are the boys from the blue side of London, Chelsea. Sly Lalum, you've been bashing United, but at least they're above you on the table. And I mean, you did have a bit of a decent result over the weekend. 1-0 win over Fulham. Penalty there for Cole Palmer, who has been one of the shining lights in a very, very dark period for the London Cowboys at the bridge. Sly, your take on Chelsea and their fortunes this season. Where are they finishing? Are you going to finish above United? Are you breaking into the top 4? What's going on with Spurs? They blow hot. Chelsea. You guys haven't become Spursy, man. Blowing hot and cold. Sly, your take on Chelsea so far, as Go ahead. Some more comments are coming in.
You know what? I'll be perfectly honest with you. Like, as a football fan, like, I'm content with what I'm seeing in terms of the fact that we've won enough in recent times for me not to be starving of a European championship like Arsenal, or just dying to win the league properly, like Liverpool, or just trying to re-establish ourselves as our former glorious self, like Man United are. It's okay. We're in a place of contentment, and the thing is, at the same time, we're building. Did we start it off great? Not really. We threw money at the situation. There was no structure. But you can't deny that the team we have now, which is perhaps it is the youngest team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Once Thiago
Sly,
Silva
I'm so
goes, it's going to be way doing something.
My brother,
and
I'm
results.
so sorry for laughing. It's like, let me just budge in there. I'll let you continue. But I mean, you're saying so many things that have been a hallmark of Chelsea's strategy towards those trophies, throwing money at the situation. They're content with the situation right now. You've won enough.
They're throwing money. They're throwing money, and they're throwing money where there's a strategy behind it. You can't just walk into, just because somebody's been running a business for 10 years, you can't just walk in and think that because I take over, business will continue as normal. Things have to switch up. There has to be a shake-up, But you can't deny that the players that we have, if you put our injuries aside, the players that we have on the pitch, they have the potential. And these are players in their early 20s, have the potential to be world beaters. You can't deny that. Right through from the defense, into the midfield, into even our strike force, apart from the main striker at the moment. But we have at least 6, 7 potential world-class players on the field. And it's slowly starting to gel together. We all know it's going to take time. But the strategy right now, the bigger picture, has to be, yes, buy the team. You can't go the United route. You can't just keep plugging holes. At one point, you have to just dock and freaking try a new ship. Guys are out there at sea, just like there's holes in the boat, but they're just trying to plug it all with elderly, and they're not able to resurface in terms of what they're trying to be. So sometimes you wipe the slate clean and you start fresh. And I think that's what's happening at Chelsea. And there's a few of our players that, in the next few years, they're going to be true world beaters.
Manzi, do you agree with that?
He didn't
Chelsea
answer your
fans,
question. Hold on. He didn't answer your question.
man.
About
Jonah,
is he finishing
Jonah,
above
let me pull
United?
you in first. Hey,
He's dodging the
you
question.
go first. Hey, Sly, stop being so sly.
Which question?
You're reminding us of that, as sly as a fox. Yeah, why are you dodging the question?
Which question did I dodge?
No, Jonah has given you a nudge, my brother.
Are you finishing above United?
Oh, come on, of course, brother. You
See, you are here saying you're giving up. What?
Is that a yes or no? I didn't hear him. Let him speak confidently. Hello, is that a yes or no?
That is on a path. They are a team that's trying to reclaim, and they are plugging holes in their boat. In case you didn't understand the analogy, of course we're going to finish ahead of them.
Okay.
No doubt.
It's my turn. So United is poor, but Chelsea is like poverty. Like it's, I don't know what's worse than poor. It's like poverty stricken. Because I remember saying this at the beginning of the season. Chelsea didn't have a name sponsor on their jerseys. Like some blue things like after class uniform. That's for me when I saw that. I saw that there won't be problems at Chelsea. Then they got their name sponsor like around week 4. Around week 5. Yes, Chelsea's bad. I didn't forget to watch Chelsea game. Like that's how poor they are. They're down there with Brentford.
Let me bring in some more
Is this
comments.
what we've come to, Matthew? Is this really what we've come to? Really?
Honestly, United and Chelsea are very poor, but Chelsea's worse. Chelsea's doing so badly.
Let me just bring. Let me. All right, let's read some comments here. But Joffrey, I missed this one. It says the stats.
Jonah might have better stats than me. Jonah, you tell us, how is Chelsea?
Hold on. Joffrey says the stats don't favor Rashford. That's for team. That's on Rashford. Aubrey Agava, Man United fan, saying, "For me, the result at Old Trafford was exactly what I expected. Bored me with his celebration stunt." Speaking about Rashford, obviously, and then can someone holla at Mino though? Kobe Mino, no doubt, fantastic talent coming through the ranks from the Old Trafford youngsters, Garnacho, Mino, Pelistri, and so on. But the team definitely not clicking the way it's supposed to. It's like you wanted to run your defense of Chelsea's. Did we get a yes or no? He said obviously Chelsea to finish above United.
Yes, that
is like
that's
right?
minimum expectation.
Champions League places or what? Or like 7th?
You know what? I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can or if we really should get to Champions. Maybe Europa. Maybe do Europa ideally. You know, do Europa and win a cup. I think that would be a strong basis. It will buy Poch some time to kind of refine what we're trying to do right now.
It's like
all right,
you're worse than Chris, man.
Sorry?
It's like worse than Chris. I don't know, man.
What do they win? Which cup?
Chris is on another level, man. King of the boom.
We could win the Carabao Cup. We could possibly win the FA Cup. Like, which cup are you in?
Just win a game. They can hardly win a game. How can they win a cup?
Which cup?
I rest my case.
Which cup are you in?
And with that, I flash this comment of the day back. Really killed me, man. Hey, Banzi. United. Where do United finish?
United will finish maybe 6th or 7th. Chelsea will be like 12 or 13, something like that. But just honestly, guys, let's just be honest. Not stuff over. I'm a fan. I love the team so much. But just honestly, United and Chelsea can't finish in top 4, top 6. There is no way Chelsea can finish above it. There's just no way. Maybe next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are not too far apart from each other. You know
Yeah,
that,
man,
Nanzi. I mean,
we'll take
Jonah,
this one
you've seen
offline.
that meme. Y- Jonah, you've seen that meme of, oh my goodness. Let me look it up. Of the two guys, are they like brothers, man? They're like,
Those twins, they were comforting each other.
did you see? Did you see the guys put it up? Guys put it up when, man? They put it up when Arsenal was
Arsenal.
beaten. You know, United
Mm.
and Arsenal
Like, did
have.
you win? Did you win?
Did you win? They're both asking, did you? So you guys reminding me of that. But I mean, thanks, thanks for that, guys. I think we have to leave it at that. Um, more fixtures coming up. This game week was broken into two, and the other fixtures coming up at the weekend. This Saturday, Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace. That's going to be a very important one for the Gunners. We will know whether they're back on track after that. Bournemouth will be welcoming Liverpool. We do believe, I think, Liverpool will have too much for Bournemouth, although Bournemouth have been playing quite some impressive football right there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, you missed us. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, do hit the like, drop your comment, and we'll definitely be reading it. I have a few more comments coming in here as we bring the show to a close. Obregawa, Man United fan, saying Chelsea's next Premier League games are Villa and Liverpool. Obviously, shedding some light on Chelsea having a little bit of a tough run coming up. Slide just for you to think about
We've
and
had
and,
it
and
tough.
I can
Didn't we just come off a tough run?
well, Premier League wise, interesting games. You
Game,
have the
lost one.
second leg of the EFL Cup, right? Against Middlesbrough, who actually beat you last week. Let's wait and see if you can turn
Yeah,
that around. Then you have the FA Cup against
yeah,
Aston Villa. That's going to be an interesting one. It's at Old Trafford.
yeah.
Chelsea. Then obviously the Premier League comes back 31st January. It's going to be crazy. You go away to Anfield. So Jonah,
Yeah.
Chelsea coming to Anfield, and then I've had games against Wolves, Crystal Palace, then City, Spurs, etc., etc. It will be an interesting time right there. In terms of Liverpool, looking at the next round of fixtures, I did mention Bournemouth, but beyond Bournemouth, EFL Cup semi-finals, they are away to Fulham, and you expect Liverpool to get a result there, after which they have a fourth round FA Cup game against the winner of Norwich versus Bristol Rovers before, like I mentioned, resuming Premier League action with Chelsea visiting Anfield and thereafter going to the Emirates to play Arsenal. So it's also going to be an interesting time. I think that's what one of our people commenting in the in the comment section mentioned. Liverpool's fixtures don't seem to be as favorable in terms of their next five versus Manchester City's. Comment coming in from Kevin Gianamanji. Arsenal fan, they're saying Chelsea in the mud, can't finish above United. Not agreeing with Sly right there. And finally, Mighty Joffy, I think he has another one after this, but just this one. Thanks for your participation. Much appreciated. Uncle Alum is also patient with his team, despite him not being sure he'll finish above Man U. So, Sly, you've been elevated to uncle status by virtue of your patience. Uh, and then he's saying he has personally accepted that Chelsea is allowed to build for the foreseeable future. The manager can't be blamed because he's still finding his first 11 out of like 60 players. I think you're spot on, Joffy.
Yeah.
As other teams are taking a team bus to games, Chelsea have to hire like 3 buses. Yeah. So Pochettino's job is cut out.
We can
And
afford it. We can afford it.
well, and see where that has got you guys at the table, man. wait and see what happens. Wait and see what happens. Ladies and
Couple of
gentlemen,
European
we
cups,
thank
mate.
you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Jonah, thanks for jumping on. As usual, Man United fan Manzi, thanks for checking in. Jonah, obviously Liverpool fan with his classic jersey, and a man with that interesting jersey there, Uncle Lalum, as he has been called today on the show. Thank you for joining in. What did Chelsea win when they were wearing his jersey? Was this the one Lampard? Which
Yeah, I
season?
believe this was European
It's not
things
Ramirez.
you don't know about.
The Ramirez thing. Yeah, I think that's the
That's
Ramirez.
a
Hey,
that's a
man.
Ramirez, I think.
Hey, why are we throwing shots? Did I bring my O2
It's alright. I wasn't when they were
out?
throwing shots at you. Get yours out of the way first, huh? And you just throw the rest of us in the den.
What can I say? All right, nice parting shot, my brother. I'll give you the European title. We'll celebrate ours when it comes 50 years from now, whatever the time is. Cheers, guys. Thanks for tuning in, ladies
Cheers.
and gentlemen. It's been
Jonah.
real.
Peace, guys.
Yeah. Have a great
As well.
rest of the week.
You too.
Bukayo Saka! Anthony! Salah! Beautiful from a There goes Haaland. He's on.